Hi, Mike. It's so nice to see you. How are you?
I'm very well. Long time no see. The last time we met each other was on the cruise, wasn't it?
It was. And I had
And you did an interview.
a big wig on with like pigtails, and I think you asked me if it's my real hair.
Yeah, but that's just been polite. I knew it wasn't your hair. I
Yes.
really, you know what? That's the first cruise we've been on as a band. I mean, I've been on cruises before and did performances, but not with Cheryl and Jay. And we had such a good time. It was really good fun.
Mike, it was for me, like I was part of the press pack, and it was one of the best weekends away I've ever had in my life. It was amazing. And not only that, it totally changed how I viewed you guys. You guys were like sensational on there. You had the whole ship in the palm of your hands, didn't you? Everybody just absolutely loved the Fizz.
You know, it's a lot of people say that to us. Yeah, you were never my kind of group. We get people come up to us in the street. They say, when I was at school, I really, really liked you. We couldn't tell our friends in school. They'd all laugh at us. But they found out when years later, when they all see each other, they were actually all Bucks Fizz fans, but it wasn't cool enough to admit it.
Yeah.
So when people come up to us now, they, you know, we expected things like that because we still have people coming up to see our show. They didn't care about that. But nowadays, there's people that come and see us and say, when you were on years ago, when you were at the peak of your career, we really wanted to come and see you, but we couldn't because our mates would have laughed at us.
Well, you
But
certainly
hey,
had.
it doesn't matter.
You certainly had, like, well, you set the most amazing atmosphere at Throwback. We came to all of your shows. It was amazing, wasn't it?
I loved the moment just before Tony Hadley, and that's the place that we should have played. You know, that big theatre. It was just
Yeah, because one of the rooms that
perfect.
you played in was really small, wasn't it? And I think we were all, everybody was standing really close to you, from what I can remember.
Yeah, no, they put us into a bigger room. They were going to put us into a little room to start off with, and then somebody said, "Oh, this is not going to go. It's not going to be big enough for them." And then they put us in to the next big room, which was really really good. And then they asked us if we go on and sing three songs just before Tony Hadley came on. And we went out there and we got a great reception from the audience. And the guy came and said, "This is where you should have been in
Yeah,
here."
yeah,
So
no,
at
it
least
was.
they know. So when they have us back, you know, fingers crossed, that's where they'll put us. It'd be great.
Yeah, no, it was. It's fantastic. Mike, you've been going for 40 years now. When you look back at the 80s, what do you miss about the 80s?
You know what? I love the 80s. I mean, I thought I loved the 70s. I've been listening to what's his name? Oh, who's Sounds of the 70s? Johnny Walker on Radio 2 on a Sunday, and I thought I still love the 70s music, but the 80s it means more to us because one, we were part of it, and two, I think it's good happy music. I mean, that's why I like it. Listen to Sounds of the 80s. I listen to Sounds of the 60s, Sounds of the 80s on a Friday, Sounds of the 60s on a Saturday, and on Sunday the Sounds of the 70s. I don't like the sounds of the 90s though. I'm not keen on 90s music, but there are some good songs from the 90s. I know, but my memories I like 60s, 70s, and 80s definitely.
Looking back at the 80s then, who did you enjoy listening to, sort of 80s music
Yeah.
wise?
There was no one in particular. I mean, I used to love Duran Duran, but I also like Spandau Ballet. There's so many acts that were around in the 80s. There were just so many of them. And I didn't have any particular favourites. But we all used to meet in places like Top of the Pops. And we go abroad, we on the same show abroad. You bump into each other. You wouldn't see each other for about 2, 3 years. And when you get together, it's like you only met last week. You just carry on chatting. It's really, really good. So there was just great memories of it all. There was.
You obviously had, a very major accident in the 80s, and I myself, I nearly drowned when I was canoeing in the 90s, and spent a long, long time in hospital, and it sort of completely changed my approach to life, even if it was only temporarily. I was a lot more calm. I was a lot calmer and a lot more sort of grateful, I suppose, for being here.
Yeah.
How did that affect you?
Exactly the same way. I mean, I was never a big worrier before the accident happened. I've always been some kind of. Cheryl was the same. Me and Cheryl are very, very similar. Actually, we're very easygoing. But she's married. She's married, but we've got children now, whereas I'm not, and I still live that kind of life. But I'm just so grateful that I'm alive, and I just don't take anything for granted. And one thing I can't cope with is people that get who moan about having to go to work. God Almighty, you're only going to work. If you can't go to work, you'd be miserable at home. And they say, no, I wouldn't. Give them a couple of weeks on. So the fact that I've been given, it's like a second life, same as you. You know, it's another chance you get. And this time you've been close to death one time. You don't want that again. And if it's on its way, you're going to enjoy yourself before it comes.
Yeah.
So that's my approach to it all. I don't really, I thought about it for a long, long time afterwards. No, not so much.
Yeah.
Because it's a horrible thing to happen.
Absolutely.
Sure, yours must have been terrible, but you remember a lot about it, don't you?
Yeah, I can still remember it quite clearly, and I remember talking to the press about it quite a lot. But yeah, hopefully, try not to think about it. But you make me laugh just then.
Alive.
Well, absolutely, yeah. You make me laugh just then because you talk about the fact that you're not married and blah, blah, blah. And you're a heartthrob, all the way through for the last 40 years. How come you're not married then? How come nobody snapped you up, Mike Nolan?
Because I haven't met the right person. And also, that's a lot to do with the accident as well. Because after the accident, I became a recluse for a couple of years. I'm not a recluse now. I was then. But, and I just keep myself to myself a lot. I've got plenty of friends. Well, when I say plenty of friends, I can count my friends on one hand. There's plenty of associates, but friends, yeah, I've got a couple of really, really good friends, which is great. And should I meet someone and it's the right person, yeah, I will do. But until then, I'm not quite looking.
How do you feel about being the only guy in the Fizz now? It must be completely different to before.
You know what? I have a real laugh about it because I say to the audience, right, I want to ask you a very, very personal question. Please don't hesitate answering. No one will be upset about it. Who is your favourite male member of this band? And they all go, oh, Cheryl. I said, you're so stupid, Cheryl. I said, male member. And he said, well, you know what we mean. I joke around about it. I kind of, when Bobby McVeigh, he was with us for about 3 years. I missed him when he left. It was because we're very close. We were very close before he joined the band because I met him back in '83 when he was with Sweet Dreams. They did the Eurovision 2 years after we did it. So, and we became good friends then. And we always stayed in touch. And this one day we just felt we needed a fourth member in the band. So out of the blue, I just phoned him. But unfortunately, he was living in Italy. So when he was coming back, he was backwards and forwards all the time. He'd have to stay a long time. And of course, he was married as well. And in the end, I don't think he could do it anymore. Yeah. So he left. And then the girl, well, yeah, they were keen on getting another guy. And I wasn't, because Bobby was just so right for us. We wouldn't find anybody that was as right as Bobby. I mean, he was brilliant. He picked up the harmonies really quickly, and you get someone coming who'll take forever picking up harmonies. And I wouldn't be that patient. And I'm thinking, with the 3 original members, why do we have to have another person in?
And you
they were just taken to Bobby.
And you secretly love all the attention you get now, don't you, Mike?
Sorry?
You secretly love all the attention that you get now.
Yeah, I do, and the girls hate it. No, you know what? I think in this band, even though I'm the only guy in it, we're all equal in it, and so everyone introduces the band. When you get introduced, you get big cheers from everybody. Yeah. So it's like, I suppose because I'm a guy there, they kind of like that, and everyone keeps screaming, "Oh, can you get another guy?" As if I'm not good enough. I did say that once.
I'm sure they don't mean it like that.
Mike. Yeah, they do. They can't get another. I'm not going to get another guy. And I said, "We don't need another guy. They got me. That's why you need another guy." Not funny.
Oh well, though one thing that when I interviewed Cheryl, and also I noticed when we were on the cruise and you did the question and answers with Pat, Cheryl said she can never get a word in edgeways when you're around.
Oh no, yeah, I don't look at myself as being a chatterbox, but apparently, I tell you something. After the accident, I became very, very, very quiet, very quiet. Nowadays, I just don't draw breath. And Cheryl says, "Oh, I wish you were on your old pills again because it kept you so much quieter." She kind of giggles. She giggles about it.
Oh.
But she said, you know, she doesn't mind me at all. Jay thinks I'm just a chatterbox. And I suppose, yeah, you do. You either talk. I can't be on the journey and sit there. No one's got nothing to say.
I was
But, you
going to
know,
ask
they're
you
on their
about that. You know, if
mobiles,
you,
aren't they?
yeah,
Oh,
I was going to say
I
that. You
don't.
know, if you're traveling to a gig or whatever, if you're traveling together, do you chat, or just before you go on stage, you kind of really chatty, or does everybody sort of keep their own focus?
No, yeah, we do chat a lot when we're in the car going to all these gigs and that, because we've got a tour manager with us, the three of us in the car, and I always want to sit in the front because the two guys be on their mobiles, and I will talk to Gary or Marcus, talk to them, and I can chat to them, and I love it when I tell them something and they burst out laughing, and the girls go, "What are you laughing at, sir? We're not telling you because you're not listening to us," and they get really annoyed. I love it.
You were very funny. You were very funny in the question and answers with Pat. Actually, I do remember that. Um, what's the first thing that you're going to look forward to doing when lockdown's over?
Oh yeah, just to get back to work. Do you know what? We might be doing another album with Mike Stock,
Ah,
which I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and he's thinking about because next year is our 40th anniversary. We've had an album out this year, and it's a brilliant album. The one we've had out. Of course, we started the tour in March.
yeah.
We did 3 dates, and bang, it all stopped. So we couldn't do any more. So we've lost all those dates. We had a few festivals that were in for us as well. They've been taken off they've all been cancelled, and and other gigs as well. So we've lost all our gigs for this year. But
Has it
next
all been
year, but the
rescheduled?
album.
Is your tour
Hmm?
all rescheduled for next year? Sorry to interrupt. Is it all rescheduled?
Yeah, it is. It is scheduled, except it's not a good one for us this time because like that now, all over the place. Whereas this other one went smoothly like that, and we came back like that. But you know, hey, you know, we're so glad to get back to work. We're not going to moan about a bit of driving. So we're doing that. So Mike Stock was saying he wants to go back into the studio with us. So I think because this lockdown is starting to lift a little bit, I think we can start and get back to the studio and start the new album. We just finished we just released our last album, Smoke and Mirrors, which turned out really, really well. And we got to number 6 in the charts with it.
Yeah, I saw that. It was
Mm.
fantastic, wasn't it? You got
Yeah,
such
I was
brilliant reviews
really
for it.
chuffed. Yeah, it's really, really good. So Mike wants to do another album with us, but this is to celebrate our 40th anniversary. So we're going to do that. He said he wants to start ASAP, so it's all done and ready before the end of the year. Well, I
You
said you might
haven't,
as well do it now because we're not doing anything else.
you haven't always worked with Mike, though, have you?
No, we used to be with Andy Hill. But what happened was Cheryl was on Twitter and there was a fan of ours. I can't remember his name. His name's gone out of my head now. Andrew, I think. His name begins with an A, Andy. Something like that. He'd seen a message and he said mentioned about doing would you like to do I was saying about work with Mike Stock. He said she'd love to work with Mike Stock. Mike Stock saw it. I'm not sure I've got
Oh,
this story right because Cheryl would have told the story. She's the one that instigated it. And the next thing they got in. They messaged each other. He said, "Would you like to do another album?" He said, "You bet." Next thing, in the studio doing it, and he
oh,
loves working with me. I'm his
really?
favourite member of the band. Yeah, when we're in the studio. Because Cheryl's really quick. She's really quick. She's such a big head. She gets on my nerves. She's so good in the studio. She just puts everything down like that. And then Jay goes in and puts her bit, and Jay's really concentrated. And then I go and I sing completely out of tune, just to do it on purpose, just to lighten the atmosphere a bit. And he goes, "Is that how you're going to sing?" I said, "Yeah. Do you want me to track it now?" He just laughs at me. He says, "Come on, let's do it properly." And it's kind of just relaxes everything, and it's just. And that's why I like working with him.
Everybody needs a Mike Nolan in their life, don't they?
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I think half the world would go bananas. I think they would. I do.
Now,
I
Mike,
really do.
with all the other artists that I've interviewed, I've done like 10 quick fire questions as well about favourite things. Is that all right to do with you?
Yeah, how do I answer it? Quick answers.
Yeah,
Like, okay. Not
yeah.
one question answers.
Well, yeah, if you want, or just, but without
Yeah,
sort of,
yeah, I'll give you the answer. You won't get one question answer out of
that's
me.
what I kind of thought.
Try 3 questions. Try three words instead of 2.
Okay. Favourite character that you've played in a pantomime?
Oh, Silly Billy. Well, actually, I like all my pantos have been good. Buttons, Simple Simon, Silly Billy, Wishy Washy, because they're the parts I've played in all pantos. And somebody said, "Got to play the silly part today, Mark, because you're a good actor." What do you think? So for this part, you are, yeah. So it's those comedy parts I love.
Fantastic. Favourite song that you perform?
Favourite song that we perform? I think it must be Making Your Mind Up, because I mean it's the end of the show. We can go home afterwards. No, I'm joking. Do you know what? All the stuff that we recorded in the past, it's been amateur over the past 39, nearly 40 years. When we do the new stuff with the new albums that we brought out with Might Stop, we put those into the show. They are great to do.
Yeah.
Because it's just a new lift for us. The others are fine. We do them all properly. We enjoy them. But it's just a little bit of lift that I do in the new stuff as well.
Good answer. Favourite takeaway?
Well, my favourite takeaway is Italian. I like Italian, but Indian is my favourite. But I've not eaten Indian for a long, long time now because I don't like the takeaways all the time. If I had to take a choice, it would be Indian. Indian is my favourite. Favourite
picture that you've got on your phone?
Oh, it's of me. No, it's not joking. Favourite picture on my phone? I haven't. I've taken do you mean photographs I've taken, or just a picture that's come up on my phone?
Either.
Oh, I can't think of it. I can't think of one. There's some very funny ones of us on stage that someone sent me. Oh, I remember what it was. Cheryl pushing my head into her boobs. Your face, I thought, I better not say that.
Yes, but well, okay then. Favourite selfie that you've got with another artist?
There's loads of them. Had one taken with Tony Hadley. There's one person I want to have my photograph taken with more than anyone else in this world, and I will die a happy man if I ever have a photograph taken with her. That's Olivia Newton-John.
Oh yes, you're a huge fan.
I absolutely adore her. I've liked her since she started in '71. I bought everything she ever recorded, and I missed one opportunity of meeting her because I was down the gym and they couldn't get hold of me. And this was in '84.
Can't you send her a tweet and arrange something?
Well, you know what? I've thought about tweeting her, but do you know what? She sent me a beautiful, on my birthday, she sent me a special photograph signed to it. So it's all framed, got it all over there.
Oh,
framed up.
Can you show us?
I'll show it to you.
Oh.
There's a lovely picture of her. Yeah.
Oh, how nice. Yeah, dear Mike, what does it say? Because I can't see it. Best wishes, happy birthday.
Best wishes and a happy birthday. Love, Olivia. I love you too. Dora.
Favourite chocolate bar?
Oh, there is one. It's Cadbury's. Twirl.
Twirl. I like twirls. Yeah,
yeah, the 12. You eat it from the freezer, so you can crunch it. And then what I do is I bite it and I pick up the hot tea and I drink that as well, and it all melts a little bit.
Not as nice frozen. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they are. If you bite them, they can go everywhere. Not when you're frozen.
Favourite place that you've ever visited?
There's quite a few of them actually. I mean, there was Australia is definitely one of them, like Sydney, Brisbane. But I was also in Mexico. But they were working in Australia. That's what that was. When I went on holiday to Mexico and to I can't remember what the place is called now, but it was absolute luxury. It was beautiful. I loved it. And Do you know, I've been to so many places around the world and I love them all. But one place I've never been to, and I want to go there more than I want to meet Olivia Newton-John, is to go to New York.
Really?
Maybe I could meet her there.
Wow.
Yeah.
We should
It's one place I want to go.
Get Tasha onto it.
Oh,
little meet and greet in New York.
Oh, it'd be brilliant.
Sweet. Favorite superhero?
What do you mean? What do you mean here? What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. I quite like Batman. I think he's quite cool. Wonder Woman, she's rather ace. I don't know. Have you got a favourite superhero?
You know what? I'm not really. I'll tell you what I like. I'm going to say the Penguin. If I like any of them, I'm going to say one of the Seven Dwarfs. My favourite is Dopey. Don't ask why. Don't ask why. No, I don't have a particular favourite. If I had one, I think Donald Duck would be my favourite. I like Donald Duck.
You are funny. Very good. I don't know if he's a superhero, but that's very good.
No, he's not. No, I'm not into the superhero thing.
Favourite thing that you've done during lockdown?
Oh, do you know what? I tell you the favourite thing that I've loved about it all, that you haven't had to do anything. Because it's the time, you just got to take time off. You can't go anywhere. You can go out for walks. I used to walk down to the beach, walk all around along the beach down there. You can only go out for an hour. That's all you could do was an hour. I used to do that every day, go walking like that, and loved it. I did miss work. I think what gets a lot of people through this, missing their work, because it's, I mean, it may be great taking time off work. When it's the length of time that we've been off, it's a long, long time. Yeah. On Facebook, when I do these, I chat to everybody on there sometimes. When I go on there, I tell everybody I've got a new album coming out. Like I've got a solo album, do the solo album as well. And I tell people all about that. Then they say, what songs? I'm not going to tell you what songs I'm singing. You've got to buy the album to see them. But trust me, they're good songs. And they'll go and buy them. And they say they're rubbish songs. No, they don't. That's a joke.
You have some very loyal fans. I met some at Newark a couple of years ago, and you have some very, very loyal fans.
Oh, yeah, they are good. You know what? I always say one thing, that most artists are generally never rude to the fans. And the reason I think they'll be the same reason that I'm not. If you haven't got fans, you have no living. You know, you depend on them. And there's nothing wrong about turning up, saying hello, sign an autograph, something like that. A photograph taken, something like that. Just be nice, because they're actually got to go to work to earn their living, to come and pay to come and see you work. You know, and you should appreciate that. I do. That's why I've only been rude to one. She was rude to me. I won't mention her name, but it was a long, long time ago.
What did you say to her?
I told her to go away and get lost and don't come back. She was just so rude. She just went on and on and on. Not just at me, at everyone. And was demanding.
I can't imagine you being grumpy.
No, I wasn't grumpy. She caught me on a grumpy day, actually. I said, for God's sake, why don't you just go away? Go away. Don't come to any more gigs. I don't want to come to any more. Can't stand you anyway. She went.
Well, you know, Mike, I think you're fabulous. I think you're great, and I've absolutely loved speaking to you. Thank you so much for your time. And
you're more than welcome, Helen. I was going to say, you took the words right out of my mouth.
It's so sweet. I'll really look forward to seeing you in 2021.
Yeah, we will do. I don't know where we're going to be, but if you just check up on you're on our Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, that'll give you all the dates and everything. So when you turn up, let us know you're going to be there, and we'll avoid you.
So nice. It's lovely to see you. You take care.
Lovely talking to you too, Helen. Take care, lovely. Bye-bye, darling. Bye.